Anne Lister is a force of nature. She is a businesswoman. Sort yourself out. A diarist, entrepreneur, a traveller.
She's bold and ballsy and brave.
Oh, you are pretty.
There's never been a central character like her.
She's worthy of extraordinary celebration, and I'm so pleased now that she's out there.
She's just fascinating to watch. Magnificence of what she did. You know, the travelling and the learning, the reading. She is a real example of pushing yourself to your limits in this life because you've only got one of them. And I think it just speaks to everybody.
Anne Lister's unique, that's why I wanted to tell a story, and I wanted to tell a story not least because not enough people seem to know about her. She was an extraordinary human being. That combined with the fact that she was this prolific diarist and she was unashamedly gay and negotiated her way around polite society with people kind of knowing that about her. That's what makes her extraordinary, that she knew who she was and she wasn't going to shy away from it.
Why is she discussing matters like that with you and not with members of her own family?
She likes me. I think the success of Series 1 is the writing. I think it just spoke to people because it was something very different. I think people needed representation and they needed to see in depth a relationship that wasn't a side story. This was a fully rounded, beautiful creation, and it just came at the perfect time.
It's all well and good being different in York or Paris, but this is Halifax. People talk.
She just stood for who she was and she didn't apologise for it, and she was front-footed about it, and I think that's so inspiring for so many people to see you can really be whatever you want to be. Even back then, if she can do it, why can't I? You know, it's fascinating to watch that she fought for all these incredible things and built these things and acquired these things, and she was always on the go, and it's so exciting to watch that dynamism. Man and woman alike, just you fall in love with her. She's so compelling.
I love, and only love, the fairer sex. My heart revolts from any other love than this. These feelings haven't wavered or deviated since childhood. I was born like this. Playing someone who is such a rock star is quite taxing because there aren't many people who can juggle things like she can, and so I'm doing a million things at once in every single take, and I love the challenge of her. I'm tired at the end of every scene because she was just functioning at this crazy level that not many people do. If you're still on the premises in 20 minutes, I shall shoot you for trespassing.
She knows who she is and she accepts it and owns it. I think it's so human to struggle with that. Seeing a woman like that on your screen full stop is quite unusual still, especially seeing her in period dress, you know, and so I think it's rewriting our expectation of women throughout history. These women were real, they lived, women like this existed, they still exist now. Look around you and you'll recognise them.
So very nicely particular. So much so that I am really satisfied with her and hope that we shall get on well together. She'll take deep cuts and move on, and I think that speaks to our LGBTQIA+ community beautifully, because my God, are there cuts and bruises and emotional traumas, and they pick themselves up and move forward with beauty and grace. If I die first, Shipton will still go to the Swansea listers. Eventually, it's just I'd rather leave it in the more immediate aftermath of my death, if and when that happens to someone I've had some sort of a life with.
The reactions have been very emotional. You get people coming up to you telling you, just saying how grateful they are. People have a real heartfelt response to the show. It's been really, really overwhelming.
If you asked me to marry you again, I wouldn't say no.
And a lot of them were quite emotional and grateful that, you know, young gay women, knowing that they've got a history. The fact that, you know, we have been able to put that story out there. It's clearly been validated.
I love you, Anne. I'm in love with you. I always have been.
She's really, really brave. And I think their relationship is based on trust and love and the need for each other.
I think it's the character of Anne Lister that is unique, and you know, the fact that she was a real person in history that until now has largely gone under people's radar. And to see that a woman in that age could live such a dynamic lifestyle, could be so open about who she was, could do all the business of running an estate. I think it's new. I think it's about starting to tell women's history as much as men's. We're starting to really uncover stories that should have been told a long time ago.